All right, you ready, Coach?
I'm ready.
All right, let's get going.
Bow, bow, bow.
Welcome to On The Sideline. I'm your host, Jeff Holden. Today we're here with Big O,
God bless you.
Coach Evan Hearn, and athletic director and new head coach of the Burkburnett Bulldogs, Coach Patrick Williams. Thanks for coming in, Coach.
Sir. Thank you for having me.
You hear that?
Oh, yeah.
They're clapping.
Everybody's happy.
Everybody's 0-0.
So-
That's why.
That's right. Ain't nobody mad
Undefeated,
yet.
baby. We're undefeated.
There you go.
So, as you know, we started a new mini-series here. We're trying to get the new preview of the football season for 940. We're expanding from 20 teams to 37 teams.
Attaboy.
You're the new coach of the Burkburnett Bulldogs, my hometown, my alma mater.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I've been waiting for this one.
We got to do you proud.
Yes, I think you will. I think you're the right man for the job. I know we have been pretty well together, so
Yeah.
I'm excited for the future, working together with you and being able to video the team. But beside the point, we know that football's king in the state of Texas.
Yes, sir.
And we know that it's right around the corner.
Coming
Coach
up.
Evan Hearn has come up with an idea of bringing all the head coaches in here. It's easy for me to get to Burkburnett, but not to every spot that we're covering. So
Yeah,
thanks for making the short drive from Burkburnett, but
gladly.
we appreciate you coming here and not making us go to you necessarily.
We appreciate you doing this. All of y'all.
Well, we thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
So we'll go ahead and just get started. Coach Evan Hearn, what you got?
All right, Coach Williams, why don't you just introduce yourself to us and On The Sideline and the 940. Introduce yourself.
Okay. Well, I've been at Burke. This will be my fourth year. The first three, I was a defensive coordinator, and I got moved up this year with Coach Boyd's passing. So it's kind of a weird deal. Been here, but this will be my first year just having everything, and I helped him some, obviously, as a defense coordinator. But just as far as my journey goes, I started in Mount Pleasant, Texas, which is in East Texas. Had a couple of good runs there. I was an assistant, first year out. We went to semis a couple of years. I guess that was, hate to tell anybody this, but that was in 94 and 96.
Just a couple years ago.
Don't be making that whistling noise over there. Then I went to Pittsburgh so I was in Mount Pleasant 4 years. Went to Pittsburgh, which is also in East Texas, 3 years. That's my first defense coordinator job. Then I went to Clear Creek down in the Houston area. That was the first 6A job I worked at. I was a receivers coach out there, coached baseball. And then I went to Fossil Ridge, and that was my long run. 16 years at Fossil Ridge and Keller. Last 12 as defensive coordinator there. And then Coach Boyd needed a defensive coordinator, and, I think that was a year after COVID. So we had some changes at Fossil Ridge, so I ended up coming up here. We had played each other. I was a defense coordinator. He was an offense coordinator at Northwest.
Okay.
So we didn't necessarily know each other, knew of each other kind of type deal. So one of my buddies, you know how the coaching profession works, just kind of, he said, you ought to call him. I called him, went up to Burke. I saw kids. I was there in April that year, the year I came. So it's really 4.5 years, I guess. Anyway, that's something else you need to know about me. If you give me a short, quick answer, I will drag it on a little bit long.
Well, that's great. That's good for this podcast. So this is your first year you're taking over. So what were you guys' record at Burkburnett last year, and did you guys make the playoffs, or how far y'all go?
We did make the playoffs. Went 3-8, so that was not what we were wanting. But it's kind of these good news, bad news things. It wasn't the best season, but we made the playoffs. And I think at the end of the day, that's 2 years back-to-back after a little drought before that. So we're kind of focusing on the positive on that. And really the reason we won 3 games is really not much to do with a lot of people we played. It had a lot to do with us. So it's just part of the maturation of a program and a group of kids. And we want it to happen right now. And, of course, we had a lot of stuff going on last year. So that's not an excuse. Those are just facts. So we need to make a big jump this year. It's important.
So, talking about your season last year, how many seniors did you guys graduate?
Oh, we graduated about 18. Of course, 2 pretty good ones in Kirkland, and Kirkland was our running back, outside linebacker, and Elijah Maldonado, Kyler Kirkland. He's going to Cisco. Elijah Maldonado was our safety, and he played kind of a Swiss Army knife. He might be in the slot. He might be in the backfield on offense.
Okay.
So
So 18 graduating seniors. So leading to my next question, you graduate 18. What do you? How many kids do you have returning to this year for this season?
Got 6 on offense and 4 on defense coming back that have experience. Of course, we always tell them you got to earn it every year. You can't just rest on your laurels from what you did last year. But they have the, I guess they'd have the inside track at the next starting spot, unless they don't come to Summer Pride or something like that.
Okay, so speaking of Summer Pride, since you brought that up, how important is it for you as the AD, not just the football coach, but as the athletic director in Burke to get the attendance of the kids to participate in that?
Oh, it's very important. Not only just from a performance standpoint, but like we actually are charting. We've been charting the last 3 years, and it's proven if you make 75% of Summer Pride, your risk of injury goes down like 75%. And it could be, that's why we're tracking it. It's you say 1 year's lucky, twice as a trend. Well, we're going on year 3 of doing it, so we'll report back maybe this time next year.
Who do you have to credit for that? Because I know we've talked briefly with the other coaches about strength and conditioning coach, and stuff like that. So you guys do have a strength and conditioning coach.
We're very blessed.
Yeah,
very blessed.
Okay.
Coach Jeff Brule is our strength and conditioning coordinator for the entire district, boys and girls, 6th grade all the way up. And we are explosive power, acceleration, deceleration. I feel like we're cutting edge on all that stuff. So really there's no excuse. I know there's great trainers around that'll do it one-on-one, but if you want to talk about an athletic or a school district trying to take care of their kids and trying to, everybody can afford this. It's free. You walk up there and you get your work. Nothing wrong with doing a little extra, but
yeah,
there's no excuse.
I know he's had great reviews, and everybody's raves about him, and I've met him and talked to him and stuff. So
very passionate.
I know that. Yeah,
he's awesome.
Yeah, he is good.
At Orthopedics Express, our primary focus is delivering exceptional care to patients with orthopedic injuries, such as sprains, strains, broken bones, and joint pain. You'll receive the expert care you need when you need it most. Simply walk in or schedule an appointment through MyChart. Located inside the Center for Advanced Orthopedics, Orthopedics Express is your fast track to orthopedic care.
So you talked about what you have returning. Let's talk about your offensive starters. Name a couple of key players, and then just maturate on to the defense side of the ball.
Well, offensively, our line should be.
Come on, Coach Williams, you did it too. Talk about that offensive line, man. Start there, Coach.
Wait a minute, who else is talking O-line?
Everybody that had any sense was talking O-line.
Dang football coaches. It's 7-on-7's one with the skill, and the football game's one in the trenches.
There it is.
Yeah. So we got Buddy Owen. He'll be a 4th-year starter. I don't know exactly where he's going to slot in because we got to, figure out how that unit works best together. I would think he'll be guard or center, but we could bump him out to tackle. That's kind of what, the fall camp's for. And then Carter Beard's another returner. I know he'll be a tackle. He'll be one of the tackles. Then the other 3 spots, we have some guys that have some experience, but not true, starting experience. As far as skill guys go, Griffin Johnston will be a junior. He started at outside receiver last year. What are we up to? That's 3. Dang it. Oh, Riley Morgan, inside receiver. And see, now I'm going to get in trouble.
Golly, I was thinking
That's why I said we might have to edit.
Robert?
Yeah, well,
Ingram?
Robert wasn't a starter. Robert's kind of a bonus guy, but Robert Ingram will be expected to do some big stuff there. Oh, I know who it is. It's big tight end Bailey Garrett.
Yeah.
He was a big part of what we did as a tight end H type deal. I believe that's it. Then as far as the competition, quarterback's always what everybody wants to know about. So we got Brody Boyd, which is Coach Boyd's son. And Leslie Boyd's son. He'll be a junior. He got a little bit of time last year and got injured. So he'll be in the mix. And then some of those other athletes I previously mentioned, Rob Ingram or Riley Morgan. We'll just, we could always go that way. Just depends on, what gets the ball in the end zone. Another one I forgot to mention was Zach Brown. Zach Brown was an inside. He started at inside receiver last year. He will probably transition. It'll be interesting to see how all that works. we got a lot of the inside receivers. We don't necessarily have that alpha back. So it could be a lot of cross-training everybody. You know, you go empty, reload. They don't know who the running back,
There you go.
You know, every time somebody's empty, I'm a defensive coach. I'm looking over there, and I'm like, well, that's a running back, so it's trips.
There you go.
It's 3x2, or that's a running back, so it's twins. So hopefully we can keep people from doing that. We'll see. Defensively, we have Ethan Hernandez was a defensive tackle that started last year for us. He may be back there at D tackle. We really like to keep our I said I wasn't going to say all the time. We really like to keep – we really like to – y'all
I
had
still
to,
say it.
y'all had to edit this thing. We really like to keep our D-line going one way, both sides of the line. So Ethan started at D-line last year. If it's needed for us to have the best team we can have, we could put him on O-line. So we'll see. Again, fall camp will tell us that part. Let's see. Bailey Garrett's also a Mike linebacker. Riley Morgan's a safety. Rob Ingram did start at corner for us last year. We'll see where he fits in the picture. We looked at him at safety and as corner. Just, again, we'll go by fit. Hard to tell off of 7-on-7.
Yes, sir.
We got to see who's going to bring some hat. So, yeah, those are the 4 we got back. Of course, we got a bunch of kids coming up I think will be serviceable. I know I kind of took over your interview. That's my fault, but
You're great.
No, it's your interview.
I was
We're
telling,
just here.
well, I know, I'm verbose. I was telling somebody, like, I think our top end talent maybe not as quite as high as it's been because we've lost really good players for the last 2 years. But I think our upper mid, the program kids, I really think they've come up a lot from when we got there 3 years ago. So,
And if everything falls into place, a couple of those kids will eventually move into that top end talent.
oh yeah,
And
yeah.
that's what you use the fall camp, your preseason
Exactly.
games, your everything to get them ready for districts. So.
Well, they've been, those kids that graduated, nobody heard of them before, they announced their presence with authority. So
Yeah.
we got a bunch of kids I feel good about. Freshman class coming in is deep. Sophomores have a good class, juniors have a good class, seniors have a good class. They just don't have the numbers. They're about 16, 17 too. Behind that though, we got 25, 30, 40. So our program is growing, which is what we want, of course.
And that ties into what you talked about earlier about summer pride and getting those guys, like you said, the top end talent may not be there, but if I can get that core guy, those program guys to be there and at summer pride, that 75% is going to skyrocket, and those program guys would then be top tier guys.
Oh, yes, sir. I agree.
100%. So let's talk about your non-district schedule.
Okay. Starting off with Vernon. So we were playing Vernon week 3. We moved them up to week number 1. Then we're going to had to get me off track. Vernon, Henrietta, Iowa Park, Jacksboro. I forgot one. Oh, Holiday. Holiday's 4. Jacksboro's 5. So
It's a tough schedule.
they're smaller schools, but I think they're fit for us. If we play good, we should be in the middle of it. If we don't play good, you don't deserve to win anyway. So,
So out of that non-district, one thing I like about it is I consider it local. You're
Yes.
not having to do a bunch of driving to get some good football. Out of that, do you think by playing a lot of local teams, it's gives you an opportunity, gives your fans an opportunity to travel with you guys?
Yeah, I think, you guys know Burke. Those people go everywhere. We have great fan support. But, yeah, just when we were putting that thing together, why drive 4 hours to play somebody when we have good talent around here that fits what we're doing? So, yeah.
So
Go ahead. Sorry.
So the next part of my question is playing such I would say a strengthened schedule. It's a good strengthened schedule. Yeah, they're smaller classifications, but I think those schools that you named are well-known programs when it comes into the football arena. Do you make, especially being a 4A school,
Right.
Sometimes is it harder for you to take a 3A opponent, knowing you're playing a 3A opponent, just based off how you could be judged by if you did lose a game to them?
Yeah, well, first off, we're going to do what's best for us. We're not going to worry about outside noise. We're learning to do that because I was a 90s guy, late 80s, early 90s. We didn't have all this noise that kids do. They do listen to it, So that's part of your mental training. You got to learn to block that out. And being from, I've coached everything from 2A to 6A, and yeah, I remember there was an old coach that you got nothing to gain by playing down, but I had another coach say you need to look for good matchups that will make you better, and so that's kind of my thought process on that. Now, as a program, our history, at least the last 10 years that I'm aware of, we're a program on the rise. We got to kind of show up, earn some respect, basically. We got a little bit of that last year or 2 years ago, and I thought last year we kind of gave it a little bit back. So, yeah, we need to be in there hungry. And, there's nobody – I've told these guys we're not going to show up with Burke on our shirt and somebody's just going to give it up to us. I was a small town. We played Coppell when I was a kid. Of course, Coppell wasn't what Coppell was now. We were 2A, they were 3A, or we were 2A, they were 4A. And boy, you just want to make a name for yourself, basically.
Yes, sir.
So those guys that walk in thinking they're a little bit too good for stuff, well, that's not going to be us.
Yes, sir.
So we talked about the non-district schedule.
Yeah.
I think, you guys dropped down, I believe. Is that correct?
Yeah, we added 50 kids and dropped down from D1 to D2.
So
Texas is booming.
So let's talk about that, of how the UIL realignment affected you guys, and talk about your new district opponents.
Okay. Well, I guess the two most we're talking about is Graham and Brock. Of course, those two good teams. Bridgeport's in there. Eagle Mountain's a new school in Saginaw. They're going to be in there. And
Mineral Wells.
I always forget Mineral Wells. So
Tough district.
Yeah. I've been hearing that, and it's true. It's a good, solid district. 4 teams going to make the playoffs. We need to get one of those. We just need a seat at the table, and let's see, because we're trying to make the playoffs, and we're trying to get a win. We want a gold ball. That's what it's about.
Yep.
But yeah, like the previous districts we've had since I've been here 3 years. I believe, I may be wrong, but dang near every year, 2 teams from our district go as far as they can go, and then they play each other. I mean, the first year I was here, Hershey was loaded. That's when Stephenville beat them in the semis. Last year it was Decatur and Springtown making long runs. Springtown without their quarterback, and this year Springtown, Decatur again, right? So, and Lake. Don't forget about Lake Worth that first year. I don't know if you remember them. They had some of the best defensive ends I've seen in anywhere I've ever been. They were freaks.
Yeah. So one thing just to switch back a little bit, you mentioned about the fans and stuff, how they from Burkburnett, how they travel real well and stuff. You and I know that. But what's one thing, or what was something that made you decide on Burkburnett, and what has kept you here in Burkburnett?
But as a coach, you want to go somewhere where you feel like you're needed and you can make it a difference. And I, just looking, I thought I could make a difference. So then, the job's not done. We have a long way to go. But I'm not afraid to work. I don't think our kids are afraid to work. And if it doesn't happen, society today is so, quick gratification type deal.
Yeah. And gotta win now.
Yeah. Don't worry. That's my thing too.
Yeah. So, with that being said, do you feel like the city of Burkburnett, or, Burkburnett as a whole, has expectations for you?
Oh, yeah.
Of course they do, but what would you say to them on, like now saying, hey, what's coming up for the Burkburnett Bulldogs football?
All I can tell you, that's what I talked to them when we were interviewing. I can tell you, talent will come and go, but we'll be hard-nosed and we'll play hard, and we're going to act right. We get those 3 things accomplished, I know the people of Burke will be proud of them, but there is no excuse for losing. So, got to go to work.
We'll see, yeah. Gotta get to work.
So my next question for you is, Coach, is I noticed you said you were a defensive coordinator. So I want to talk a little bit of philosophy on what's going to be Burke's philosophy offensively, and what's Burke's philosophy going to be defensively. What type of team will Burke be on both sides of the ball?
Well, I already told you physical. We're going to run the ball, and then we'll have a passing game to complement that. typically, if you're going to be running the ball like that, you're going to take shots. We also have a lot of experience with RPOs. We've had a lot of success with RPOs, and I think Brody will be able to run that scheme. He's not going to be what we've, I've been trying to explain to people. Every year you got to kind of – our system is set up where we can tweak it according to our talent. You're going to put your kids in position to be successful. So it won't look exactly the same as what it looked like the last 2 years because we kind of had some athletic quarterbacks, but I think it will be effective. Defensively, so offense, I guess the fastest way to talk about them is going to pound the ball. If you want to load the box, we're going to flip it out to an athlete in space, make them miss, and go score. And then off of that, of course, you have play action pass or any kind of deep shots. We got some speed for that, I think.
Are y'all a spread team?
Yeah, it was really all 10 personnel at first, and now it's kind of morphing into more of an 11 look. And we have some big tight end type kids, more than we've had lately. So it could even morph into a 21 look or even a 31 look. We're just going to, you go look at film, you figure out where you have an advantage in a matchup, and that's what you take. Defensively, we're even front. I mean, we have the capability of running anything you want. We haven't got that far yet. There's as far as our scheme goes, the scheme's about that thick. We got about that much in.
The realtor we trust is Kim Rowart, given to others with love. Kim was raised in this community and has been selflessly serving for over 20 years. Kim encourages everyone to thrive in their purpose. Kim is part of the Homes for Heroes program, where she gives back a portion of her commissions from each closing to all military, firefighters, law enforcement, healthcare, and educators who use her services. Whether you're looking to buy or sell, Kim is the realtor for you. Go check out the website, homesforheroes.com. Since starting from scratch in 2020 by longtime resident of Clay County, Bob Belcher, Duck Creek Disposal has quickly become one of the most trusted waste disposal service and dumpster rental companies serving the 940 community and the surrounding areas. Local to the core, they take immense pride in being a part of the Wichita Falls community. Duck Creek Disposal's deep roots mean that every customer is treated like a neighbor. Their promise is to guarantee the best customer experience in the area, and they live by it. Whether you're a homeowner, contractor, or business, they've tailored their services to suit varied requirements. Bob's hands-on approach and belief in personal connection means that when you call Duck Creek Disposal, you're experiencing a standard of service that Bob himself envisioned. You talk to real people, not a machine. Go give Bob a call at 940-257-5660. Serving the 940 community for 12 years, Allegiance Electric and Controls is the trusted go-to for commercial and industrial electrical solutions. Contact them for reliable, tailored services to keep your operations running smoothly. Please call or visit their website at aecllc.com. For all your paving and concrete needs, we trust Freeman Paving, LLC. Located in Vernon, Texas, Freeman Paving is our recommended business for concrete, paving, and dirt work. They have over 20 years of experience working right here in our community. Next time you need any concrete work, give them a call, 940-552-9496. If you're looking to treat yourself to a delicious dessert, then Yogurt Journey is the place to be. Yogurt Journey offers 12 delicious flavors of frozen yogurt with over 60 topping options. If you want something warm instead, stop by to enjoy an amazing funnel cake, fried Oreos, fried brownies, or fried candy. Yogurt Journey also offers frozen yogurt rolls, waffle frozen yogurt rolls, and smoothies. If you need a cake for your next celebration, Yojo provides custom frozen yogurt cakes. Yogurt Journey is located on Kemp Street across from Barwise Middle School and is open daily from 12 to 9 p.m. For all your roofing related needs, we choose Assured Roofing and Construction. At Assured Roofing and Construction, their hard work is based off honesty, loyalty, and integrity, ensuring that every customer gets what they deserve and is happy and stress-free throughout the entire process. When any storm damage occurs to your roof, gutters, fencing, or siding, Assured will have you covered and help you from the initial free inspection to filing your claim, meeting with adjusters, and getting your damaged property fixed properly. Give AG a call at 940-782-1194.
So we're even front. We'll run some quasi-zone blitz type stuff and just even straight up blitz. Back end wise, based out of cover 4. Little cover 3, little cover 1. There's mix-ups, a little cover 0 with that. We have not had a chance to put much of that cover 2 or any of the read stuff in. And the reason why we haven't done that, quite simply is because we're not executing, the lower level stuff. So, we're not going to go to trigonometry till we can get some addition and subtraction and multiplication. I'd say we're multiplying at this point in
There
time.
you go.
Yeah, we are making progress. So don't walk away thinking that there's no progress being made in Burkburnett. We're making big strides. Sometimes what you don't see on the field just ain't shown
Doesn't
up
tell
yet.
all the story.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And so, Coach, I mean, you stepped into a different dynamic. I mean, by the way that you got this coaching position, the passing of Coach Boyd, which people in not just Burkburnett but the surrounding communities understood. And so, you said that Burke they're a different team as far as what you guys have gone through.
Mm-hmm.
So how is this? Not, I don't want to say use it as motivation, but
Yeah.
how is this going to go into y'all's season?
I mean, I can't say for sure. I know this. I've thought of this in the last year. As coaches, we always say control what you can control. And boy, you're having to live with what you're telling kids. What we've been through, and I mean, I don't know how it couldn't be motivation. Those kids love Coach Boyd, and there's a void that's missing, and I mean, that's life. Sometimes stuff happens and we move on, and remember and I don't know, you're going to cut this stuff up, but what's the
Just
word
do what
I'm
you
looking
can.
for?
Just,
Yeah.
I mean, that's all you can do.
Yeah, honor, I guess, is the word I was
Yes.
looking for. Honor his memory, because I mean, like I said, we saw a lot of things eye to eye, and one of those things is you're going to play as hard as you can play. I can live with any result if we're giving a max effort. I can't live with us hurting ourselves through, anything. What is it? No, there's no rules, no smoking in the huddle type deal. Yeah, that's not what I'm trying.
I heard that one.
Oh yeah, that's what. Yeah, I guess at least the way I learned it is, it wasn't like no, there's no discipline. Like you don't do anything to hurt the team. So that kind of takes care of pretty much every little thing. Because if you go home and play PlayStation 14 hours a day, you're hurting the team because you're not getting any better. If you're not, if you're not handling your business,
Getting better at NCAA.
Man,
out
by
today.
the way.
I'm on my way.
You cut me in. If I'd have known that, I probably wouldn't have been here.
Coach, I wanted
I
to
know.
decline too.
He tried to cancel the whole thing. But we didn't let it happen.
I'm glad
So-
we got it done.
I'll be one of those
So
guys standing up late.
we
tonight.
talked briefly before
I don't know how
the
many people be at Summer Pride tomorrow. By the way. I think
national holiday.
I
yeah.
think I'm gonna offer some breakfast.
There you go.
Maybe we'll have some free games to give out.
Hey,
I'm sorry, I
I'll
jumped
get in
off
there.
track.
I'll get into the free games. So we talked briefly before about our hat, about the oil derrick,
Yeah.
about how you mentioned that was Coach Boyd's stamp, and how we obviously that this is going to stick around for a while. Obviously, you got
people
it
seem
on the
to
new
like it.
helmet.
Yeah.
But what are some other things that maybe when you came here with Coach Boyd, or even yourself now as a new head coach, that you look forward to maybe starting a new tradition or something that you do that you like or that you think is cool that either you or your program does with the kids? And yeah, just let us know what you think about that. Or what do you do? What kind of tradition are you going to try to leave behind or start as the new head coach?
Well, from my perspective, in all my years, traditions the best traditions are kind of organic. It's not something you force down. So I know we have a tradition that was there before I got there of feeding the kids on Thursday. I know a lot of people do that, but I really like those team dinners, so we'll keep that going. Not because I like to eat. I like the camaraderie. I see where you Hey, man.
I need to invite to these team dinners. Man.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I've never been turned down food in the doghouse,
play,
though, so it's all good.
You play your cards right. You can put something, film something and make it look snappy and whatnot. You guys too. Maybe we're gonna have guest speakers this year. That's gonna be different.
So I actually, it's funny you said that. They used to do that. I actually, when Coach Boswell coached there. I used to come in and do guest speaking for him during team dinners. I used to do that.
He just trying to get a plug.
Hey, that's fine.
You can feed me too. I don't mind.
He said, "For food, I'll speak all day."
No. Don't get it wrong. Now we want something nice and clean. We don't want to be up for 4 hours.
Yeah, I did it. I used to do that for him at their team dinners a couple years.
You know, Jacob's coaching with us.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
that's cool.
We're excited to have him. Got a good bunch of coaches. All right, I jumped off.
Oh, we're fine. No, and so my last question for you, Coach Williams, is this season, we kind of touched on it kind of throughout the whole interview, is the people of Burkburnett, what kind of team will they see this year when they step out on that football field?
Well, it's like I said, we're gonna play hard, play fast, and play to the buzzer rings. Is all I can tell them. And we'll let the chips fall where they may. And there may be some growing pains. I can live with a mistake if a mistake's done 100 miles an hour, and we don't make the same mistakes. I mean, defensively coaching. These dang offensive coaches are getting pretty dang good. I mean, it seems like
the talent. I mean, the kids they have these days are just phenomenal.
I mean, and y'all were talking about the whole Coach Boyd deal. That's adversity. I mean, that first year we were here, when that adversity hit, we would just lose our minds. Mm-hmm. So I don't really know that there's going to be anything in football that's going to, be more adverse than that. So maybe that might be a way to honor him and learn to handle it better. And I think we did. And actually, the second year when we went 7-4, we handled it pretty good. We had a very strong senior class.
Yes,
and then last year, I don't think we handled it quite as well. So, yeah, I would say kind of watch that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So, Coach, my last question for you is going to be your favorite question. We call it the Big O Special. I named it this.
The Big O Special.
The Big O Special. So it's a twofold question. What's your favorite pregame meal? That's the first part of the question.
The meal I eat before we win a game. That's my favorite.
So whatever that meal is at that day.
Do you write it down? I mean, do you recall or?
Well, coaches. They're not superstitious. They just know what works.
Yeah.
So
hey, I agree.
You may. I'm not saying this is true, but there might be some gray underwear, some black socks. I mean, now,
yellow and brown underwear.
No, they no yellow brown. I'm clean. Very clean person. But yeah,
I'm the cleanest person around.
That's right. If something doesn't work though, you got to change it up. Mm-hmm. So yeah, as long as the win goes, the streak stays alive. I'm probably starting week 1. I'll start with a quesadilla from La Familia, and as long as they can hold serve, we'll do that until they prove they can't be trusted otherwise.
Refresh your ride during the Thrill of Summer sales event at Nissan of Wichita Falls. Come see our great lineup of new Nissans, including the all-new Nissan Rogue and the new 2024 Nissan Frontier. Nissan of Wichita Falls has a huge selection of pre-owned vehicles and a service staff of certified Nissan technicians, backed by the best parts department in Texoma. We're locally owned and operated with a sales team you can trust at Nissan of Wichita Falls.
Okay. So the next part of the question is, what's a pregame meal that you like to feed the players?
We have gone last year. We started this and I liked it a lot. We've gone to the Subway sandwiches. Mm-hmm. So that's our pregame, and of course we go over an hour somewhere. We'll get some Whataburger, whatever Coach String comes up with. Coach String is our he finds the best food all over the state of Texas. Coach Tracy Stringfellow. Shout out Coach String.
Do y'all ever eat at the feedlot? This place is pretty good in Burke.
Yeah, the feedlot is good. That's actually where they took me when that might have been what sealed the deal. Y'all forgot about that.
Sold it, huh?
They got me that chicken fry. I bet I had had chicken fry in 10 years. Went in there and this is the place to be right here.
Yes, man, I'm a Carlitos guy myself.
Yeah, Carlitos is good too.
That salsa.
Can't
beat it.
I'm not throwing Carlitos under the bus. Y'all just Carlitos. Hopefully Carlitos don't have a chance. To get the
there you go.
There you go.
There it is.
And it won't be personal. It just,
La Familia. Get those quesadillas ready.
Yeah, I hope Carlitos will, hope that they don't have to see me. But if the L happens, I will be gracing the doors of Carlitos too.
There you go, Coach.
I'm equal opportunity where it comes to food. Y'all can tell.
So I got a question. What's the normal day like, game day, for Coach Williams from the time you wake up to the time you go to bed?
Okay. Well, it's easier just tell you my DC schedule. That was wake up, go to 8th grade athletics, 2 weightlifting classes, 2nd and 3rd, and 4th. I guess that's 3. Fifth period, watch lunchroom duty. 6th period, 7th period was usually loading stuff up and getting it ready to go. Put it on the trailer, that kind of stuff. We give our uniforms out now. Part of that switch from going from the morning we moved it to Thursday night. So that'll be kind of part of, I guess that's kind of something that we did at other places I've been that I like. So Thursday night we have our walk the field, and then we'll come in, get cleaned up, and before we go to the team meal, we come in and have a little, it's not a devotion necessarily, it's just a little meeting so everybody knows what to expect. And we haven't done it, but this year that's where I will put in a little 10-15 minute speaker. We do have a lot of tradition at Burke. It's been back a little bit. So we need to make sure everybody knows, that the current kids, they know that, they do come from something and there's high expectations, and it's not just like a social game. It means something to people.
Very good. So you got any more? Anything?
No, Coach Williams, this has been a blast. This really has been. I appreciate you coming to chat with us.
Y'all just don't make me look like a laughing stock.
No, man.
Check y'all's editing skills.
Yeah, I'm pretty good at it. I think I could do okay.
Yeah, I know you can. I've seen you in action.
Yeah, but yeah, we appreciate you coming out here.
Yeah,
we're excited. I know I'm excited for the season.
Yeah,
as always, football is always the best part of the year.
Amen.
And we're excited to see what happens this year.
I'll tell you one more quick story.
There we go.
I don't know when this started. This is like a pet peeve of mine. It was at least 10 years ago. I'm rolling through the field house at Fossil Ridge. Our quarterback is the head coach's son. And I come, as a coach, you come around the corner, kind of walk up on something maybe they weren't wanting you to hear. They are going down our little scouting report, and they are rating each other next to that dude, saying plus, minus. It's like it's actually appropriate we're talking about it today since that college football game came out.
Yeah.
I come around there, I don't remember who we were playing, Southlake or Denton Guy or something, and they're like, no, we're going to get beat by 2 touchdowns. I was like, what is wrong with you fools? I said, do y'all watch football? I mean, really, every week somebody beats somebody they're not supposed to beat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, I don't know. I know we're going to be different. That's all I can tell you.
Yeah.
I would not put any kind of limit, high or low. I'm saying I would not. The sky's the limit. It's whatever these guys want to do.
Yeah.
And that's another thing. I don't know. Y'all got me on a soapbox now. Yeah. That's another thing people my age do not understand, because I always like talking to my dad. He's an old coach. He's like, well, they hadn't done anything in a few years. It'd be hard to get tradition. No, these kids don't give a crap. All they're living on now.
Yes.
They're living on now. What can you do for me now? And if you show them that what your vision and they can achieve it, if they're willing to do that work, I'm going to tell them first day, we got to be, in order to win, you got to play the margins. So what is the margins? Margins is special teams. Margins is taking care of the turnovers. Margins is stopping the big plays. You do that, and you look around at the end of the game, you may mess around and maybe win some games you haven't.
Yeah.
I mean, me and Coach Boyd, when we got here, one of his goals every year was beat a team you're not supposed to beat. Year one, beat Decatur, and that really what kind of catapulted us to the success we had the second year. The second year, we beat Springtown over there at Springtown. That was a big win.
Yeah.
And I guess if you're looking at it, beating Old High last year was probably something we shouldn't have done, just generally looking at our record. But, I mean, that one is not as high up on the chart as those other two. And Decatur wasn't the team Decatur is today back that first year.
But it was a good win at the time.
Yeah, we're not taking it back. We're not giving
No,
it
no,
back.
no. Ain't giving no wins back.
No, never.
No,
So anyway.
Talk about getting a win. You mentioned that one of the goals is to beat a team that you're not expected to beat, or like you just mentioned.
Let's play.
Yeah.
Put the ball down. Let's play.
Yeah. So that's the mentality for the Burke Bulldogs this year. We're going to go and play.
That's what I'm saying.
I say we because I feel like I'm part of the team as always.
You are.
I always am.
You walk on that sideline, you feel about you got about 5,000 right behind you, ready to roll.
On the sideline, baby. Yes, that's it. But yeah, so we're excited. I'm excited about this year.
Yep.
I can't wait to watch you
I am
play.
too.
As we all know, football's right around the corner.
Before you
High
know
school
it.
football is the greatest.
It is.
And you got an opportunity to show them what you got out there.
Exactly.
And I'm excited. I know.
Me and everybody that's participating.
Yeah.
That's the vision.
Yep. And like you said, you got to get the kids to buy in. When they buy in,
Yeah.
anything can happen. Any team is out there. Any team can score a touchdown. Any team can intercept the ball. Any team can stop another team. I mean, football is such a game that
11 people.
It's 11 guys versus 11 guys, and whoever wants it more.
Yeah.
And so I'm excited. I wish you the best of luck this year.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
I'll be there for most of the games,
I know you
as
will.
you know. And again, thanks for coming up, and thanks for being here, and we appreciate you.
I got a question for y'all.
Okay, yeah. Anything
Before you turn it off.
Yes, sir.
Who's your first Road to Glory team? Not Road to Glory, Dynasty team.
Oh man.
I'm gonna check y'all's. I'm gonna check y'all's.
I'll be
mind.
playing with Texas.
Okay, so we know you're a front runner.
There you go. Tell
I'm
him.
just giving you.
Tell him again. That's the argument I'm having. I've been in Madden group chats because when NCAA. Anyway, so that's I've always picked a team that's lower tier. I work my way up, Coach Williams.
I got to start as a coordinator at Kennesaw State.
There it is. Hey.
You're talking about create a player?
Yeah.
No, this is you can.
The
you
Oh,
have
your
a
dynasty.
yeah.
Yeah, my dynasty I'll play with
and
Texas
my-
just because I'm a Texas guy.
Yeah.
My creative player, though, I always go like Air Force.
Oh yeah, run that
Yeah,
triple.
yeah. I just do the
My
Air Force,
dynasty
and then I
always depends
I
on-
become like the Heisman Trophy winner.
Yeah.
all that good stuff. But one of the ladies messaged on the thing when we posted today about who's playing who's playing NCAA about Jamarion Carroll.
Mm-hmm.
So I think playing
SMU.
SMU is going to
there?
be fun. I'm going to play a little bit with him.
Yeah.
And see what I can do with him at wide receiver. So that'll be cool.
Make him blow up for sure.
Yeah, that'll be cool.
He was a
Well,
great
thank you,
player.
Coach.
Yeah,
Yeah,
y'all.
thank you so much for coming out. Good luck this year.
Thanks, brother.
Yep.